Hello.
Higgo.
How are you, man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing? Good morning to you, I guess, over there.
Yes, and good evening to you, I guess it is.
Yeah, something like that.
How are you, man?
I'm great, man. Stoked. Not looking forward to the long flight, but I'm stoked to get over there.
No, are you going to be sitting up the pointy end, or are you down with the mugs in the cattle class?
Down with the mugs, brother.
It does make it a bit longer flight when we got to travel down that part.
Yeah, that's why we got sleeping pills and booze.
So what can you tell me, man? What's been going on? I mean, I've been keeping up as much as I can through social media, but what's news?
Lots, man. I mean, the fact that I'm even traveling across the world to DJ is just blowing my mind still. It's pretty amazing. And then the whole spoken word thing. So that's kind of first and foremost in my mind. Pretty stoked on a new Killswitch track that we just recorded for Game of Thrones. And then other than that, just kind of like being a normal person and sort of like hanging out and grocery shopping and pub hopping.
We like that. Are you going to be nervous with this spoken word thing? I mean, you've jumped up in front of thousands of people all the time doing your gigs, but when it's just you and an intimate crowd, how's that going to sit?
I'm sure I'll be a little nervous, but I think it's one of those things that, once you get up there and just start talking, I have a feeling that I'm going to get pretty comfortable. I think just with the confidence in knowing that I got a pretty interesting story to tell from childhood till now. So I'm kind of resting on the fact that I've got good stuff to say. And you know what? Honestly, I'm probably going to have a few drinks before I even get up there, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. I think I might just do the same thing.
Why not?
Well, I've got to get up there and introduce you, so I've got to, get the confidence up.
We'll boost it up together, brother.
I like it. You talk about the childhood. Where do you start, though? When you've got to try and build something like this, do you have journals from when you were a kid, or is it just memories that you try and actually sit down and think about and flesh them out?
Yeah, I got both, actually. Started keeping journals when I was a teenager, all through my drug exploration phases, which I've got some acid stuff. I got some journals I kept when I was under the heavy influence of acid, which is quite interesting. Not readable, unfortunately, to the audience, but so the recorded history and then my memories of living in a pretty dangerous area of the ghetto. I'm going to start with my first memory and then go from there. And it's, no holds barred. I'm going to just be honest and shoot from the hip. So it should be interesting.
It would have been hard, I imagine, to try and leave stuff out. You've got to make that call. Do I include this? Do I not include that? Do I share too much? I mean, you've always just sort of been open and honest, like I said, through social media and your own pages. And so I reckon that would be a bit of a tough ask to put this together.
Yeah, I think for me, what I'm going to strive to do is keep it sort of humorous, tell some stories, get some depth, but, I don't want to bum anyone out. So I'm definitely going to keep out some of the darker stuff, but, maybe touch on it. But
yeah,
I'd rather get a laugh than have somebody sort of get bummed out while they're listening to me talk.
And the DJ set is the other part of this tour, which is going to be bloody brilliant, because this is something that you do, back home. You've been doing this for a while, so...
Yeah, on and off for about 6 years, and seriously doing it, though, as far as getting gigs, for about 3 years.
How do you find that? Because, again, such diversity in your musical taste, you got to try and balance it out.
Yeah, it's funny. With the DJ thing, I started out doing more hip-hop and reggae, which is honestly my forte. I love that kind of stuff. And I grew up listening to hip-hop just as much as I did with hardcore and punk and metal. But, being who I am and how people know me through Killswitch and Times of Grace, I've tended to like take nights where people want me to do metal and hardcore. And I have a lot of fun doing it because I listen to pretty obscure stuff. And then, occasionally we'll pull out the stuff that everyone loves, old school Metallica, Pantera. But I think my perspective on heavy music, whether it, again, be metal, punk, hardcore, grindcore, whatever, I think that's what I enjoy doing is sort of introducing people to like what I like to listen to. And my favorite thing in the world is having people come up to me after a song and be like, what was that? I love that. It's so much fun to share older new music. And then, of course, throw in a song that everyone's going to know and see people singing along and drinking and have a good time.
Speaking of the DJ sets, is there going to be a set list afterwards where people can find their favorite songs?
It's funny. I was thinking about doing that, but I haven't quite crossed that bridge. I've been so focused on tightening up my set and adding new ideas. But that might be a good idea. Maybe just sort of take a screenshot of the playlist and print them out. That might be a great idea, actually. But another thing, too, is, I'll prepare for these sets But a lot of the times you just end up freestyling, just going off the cuff.
Yeah.
Because if a room reacts to a certain kind of song, you want to keep that buzz going. I may switch gears last minute, so you never know.
Well, that's always a good thing. Yeah, like you said, you've got to read the room and see how it goes. Now, Tony has been amazing in putting this together. Like you said, traveling to the other side of the world just to DJ and do a spoken word thing.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's cool as hell.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, if you would have told me I would have done this, even just 3 or 4 months ago, I would have said no way. But, yeah, Anthony's really pulled it all together. And it sort of made me think outside the box, maybe this is something I can do. And I've actually already gotten interest from the UK and Europe to potentially do more dates. So, in the future, this could be something I could do here and there on the side. So I'm pretty excited and extremely grateful to Anthony for it.
Well, let's switch gears and talk about this track for Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I have always heard of the TV show, but I don't watch a lot of TV. I tend to be a documentary nerd. And I have a steady diet of The Simpsons and Family Guy. That's pretty much my speed. I want to laugh and forget stuff, and then I want to learn stuff. That's kind of my thing. But when we got asked to do it, I started doing my research and watching some of the stuff. And, while I was writing the song, I didn't really know what I was talking about. But they give you a concept. They give you, key words that you should use and sort of give you a storyline. So it was fun for me to work in that capacity, because I'm used to just coming up with stuff on my own off the spot, and they had a lot of cool trigger words. So it was interesting to see that come together, and then start to watch the show, and then have it turn into, once we were done the song, it was all said and done, I watched the entire, 4 seasons in a week. I became completely addicted and enthralled in it. So we're all really stoked on it, and I think it's one of our better songs. And that should be seeing the light of day through the show, I think, in April here.
Cool. And
then we're going to start playing it out live, I think, because we're all pretty stoked on it.
Speaking of documentaries, you kind of turned your hand at it. Are you still doing that kind of thing?
Yeah, I film everything. I'm actually going to be filming this whole tour, too. So whether it's segments of the DJ set or my spoken word, I've got a camera on me at all times because I figure, it can't hurt. We may not use the footage, but I just document as much as I can. So, yeah, I've been doing that for about a year now, on and off with the band. And we came around to the label finally was like, hey, you guys want to tell your story, how I came back to the band and what it's been like touring the world. So we're piecing together footage from all over the world that I've taken, footage from different festivals that we've played, and then sort of getting some interviews of people and some behind the scenes. And I think we're going to be putting together a pretty interesting documentary to sort of tell our story of, the band and myself and just a reunion and all that. And we've actually got footage of our first show back together in its entirety. So we're going through that and trying to figure out what to show and what not to show. It's a massive undertaking, but it's the wheels have finally started to turn.
We could talk all day, but I know you've got, 3 hours of this to do?
3 hours, yes, sir.
3 hours. And how are the drinks coming along there?
I'm on my third tequila with tomato juice and lime and cilantro. I'm feeling pretty good, so hopefully I can outlast the 3 hours.
You know what I want to do? I want to ring you back in 3 hours and find out how you're going.
Yeah, you'll get a totally different interview, my friend.
Oh, yeah. There'll just be music blaring in the background. What? You're going to have to speak up. It'll be brilliant. Well, mate, you're here very soon. We've got all the dates here. 15th of January, which is this week you're here.
Yes, sir.
At Hot Damn in Sydney. The 16th at the BRIGHTSIDE in Brisbane. The new show added Sunday 18th at the Elephant Hotel in Brisbane. Now, that's the Every Time I Die after party where you are going to be performing your DJ set, and so is Keith Buckley from Every Time I Die.
And that's going to be a totally different set. Me and Keith talked about starting it off with some punk and some heavier stuff, and then just going straight for party music. It's going to be a lot of 90s hip-hop, just funny stuff, gangster rap, just party music. We're going to get pretty sloppy, I think, on that night.
Damn, I want to be up there for that. Wednesday, 21st, spoken word at EUREKA Rebellion Trading in Melbourne. And then the 24th at the Gasometer in Melbourne, you're going to be DJing where King Parrot are playing, which is excellent news.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'll be in the crowd and jumping off the stage. And grabbing the mic from Youngie, and it's gonna be a party, man.
Well, I look forward to seeing you, man, and it's not too long until you're here, so take care until then. I hope the flight goes quickly for you with the sleeping pills and the booze, mate, we'll see you soon. And you're going to have to come back in and do another distortion set.
Hey, anytime, man. I would love to hang out. It'd be great.
You're a champion, man. I can't wait to see you.
All right, Higgo. Take care, man. Have a good day.
You too, man. Bye-bye.